families call this a total mockery of justice. Then on to the ED heat on Anil Ambani in a massive money laundering probe. His residence is being raided in Mumbai in Maharashtra, and then from a jail cell to a beach party, accused actor Darshan seen in fact living it up in Thailand amid the murder trial back in the country. And then the Prime Minister is in United Kingdom and signed a key trade deal there with the United Kingdom. We'll break down what it means for the country and the Parliament of India. Once again, there was a showdown which continued on the day 4 of the monsoon session of the Parliament. No business could be conducted once again. And finally, Thailand and Cambodia are engaged in an armed clash. We'll tell you what it is all about. These are the top 6 stories that we're tracking for you this evening. Let's get started. Well, the 2006 blast was among the most deadliest terror attacks in the history of the country, killing 189 people. 13 men were arrested in this case. They were jailed. And this week, in fact, all but one walked out free. They were acquitted by the Bombay High Court. And today, the Supreme Court, in fact, stayed that acquittal that was done by the Bombay High Court as far as this entire case is concerned. But here's the shocking part. They will not be going back to the jail, at least not yet. And families of the victims say that this is nothing less than the mockery of justice. Listen in.
ये तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट अगर फिर से जांच करके जो अपराधी हैं उनको पकड़ सके, क्योंकि जो अपराधी हैं तो घूम ही रहे थे, क्योंकि उनके अनुसार ये गलत लोगों को पकड़ा गया, ये निरपराध साबित हुए, तो जो अपराधी हैं वो भी घूम रहे हैं, ये भी छूट गए, वो भी उन्होंने किया था, करते ही रहे हैं, करेंगे भी। अगर वो जब तक पकड़े नहीं गए तब तक सही न्याय नहीं मिलेगा, और जैसा ये तंत्र चलता रहा है चलता रहेगा।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो स्टे दिया उससे खुश हैं?
हाँ, उससे खुश हूँ, बट एट द सेम टाइम उससे सही न्याय की उम्मीद करता हूँ।
बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने जब फैसला दिया था तो कहीं न कहीं बड़ा झटका लगा था आप लोग को, क्योंकि आप लोग विक्टिम हैं। बिल्कुल
झटका लगा था, इसलिए कि जो हम उतना ही झटका लगा था, उतना ही तकलीफ़ हुआ था जितना 11 जुलाई 2006 को बम ब्लास्ट से हुआ था। उससे तमाम समस्याएं आई, अर्निंग इफ़ेक्ट हुई, हमारी कमाई कम हो गई, घर का खर्चा चलाना मुश्किल हो गया था, और अभी उसका आज तक ही भुगतान है। मेरा राइट ईयर ही 80 to 90% ठीक हो पाया, लेफ्ट ईयर से अभी भी समस्या है बोलने की।
It's been 19 years since the serial blast took place in Mumbai. There's been no closure for the family. Let's take you through what happened 19 years ago. In fact, 2006, there was a blast, a serial blast. In 11 minutes, there were 11 blasts in the local trains in Mumbai. Then in 2006 and 2007, 13 men were arrested in this case. As you know, 12 were acquitted, and now that acquittal has been stayed. In 2015, a trial court, which was pursuing this case under the MCOCA Act, it convicted all the accused in this case. 12 in total, 5 were given death penalty and the other 7 were given life imprisonment. In 2025, just earlier this week, High Court acquitted all of them, in fact making very scathing remark against the police. And today, Supreme Court has stayed that acquittal, but no jail return will be done as far as all the 12 accused convicts in this case are concerned. Let's take you through what happened in 2015 when this judgment took place. In fact, what we're learning is that 12 convicts were there who were convicted for the serial blast. 5 were kept on death row. They were given the death penalty, and in fact, 7 others were given life imprisonment. And that was back in 2015, and the order was given by the trial court there in Mumbai. Now let's tell you what happened earlier this week as far as this trial is concerned. What the High Court said. The High Court said that prosecution, that is the police there, utterly failed to prove the case. Police failed to prove the meetings, the money flow, the terror angle, everything. They completely and utterly failed to prove as far as this case is concerned. Unreliable witnesses, inconsistent timelines were given by Mumbai ATS. This was on Monday, that is July 21st, and that order was challenged by the Maharashtra government. They moved the court challenging the Bombay High Court order, and that order now has been stayed. What that essentially means is that now there's a stay on the acquittal of all these 12 accused. But here's the shocking part: they will not come out of the jail. They will remain out, because earlier this week, when they were acquitted, all of them were in fact released from the jail. 12 of them were asked to come out, but they will not in fact come out. And as far as this entire probe is concerned, we are learning that it was completely bossed up, and this is what was mentioned by the Delhi High Court when it acquitted all the 12 in this case. The first lapse is test identification parade, that is TIP, carried out by unauthorized officer, and that was one of the lapses that had come to the fore. Eyewitnesses statement taken after 100 or more days, and this is as far as the trial is concerned. Failure to establish value of the evidence in this case. Failure to establish the type of bomb that was used to do the train blast. No relevant materials are given by the Maharashtra ATS. Identical parts in the confession statement. Such a shocking part that there were same statement given by different eyewitnesses. Mixed correspondence by the police, by the DCPs. Voluntary confession certificate was completely absent as far as the trial is concerned. Moving on. So these are the lapses that have come to the fore. Some sections, same sections in the confession, identical statement by different eyewitnesses. Accused established torture is the last lapse that has come to the fore, and this is what the High Court had mentioned when it gave the acquittal to 12 of these accused in this case. Let me go across to Ganesh Solanki, who joins us live on the broadcast, who is kin of the blast victim. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. 19 साल हो गए हैं ये सब हुए एक्विटल हो गया, एक्विटल अब स्टे भी हो गया है, पर जो लोग हैं, जो कन्विक्ट्स हैं इस केस में, 5 को तो डेथ पेनल्टी भी मिली थी, वो आज भी बाहर हैं. आपका रिएक्शन इस पे?
मेरा हमारा रिएक्शन ऐसे है कि जो भी गुनहगार है उसे सजा मिलनी चाहिए. जो भी गुनहगार है इस केस के लिए. हेलो.
यस, सब बोलिए, हम सुन पा रहे हैं आपको, आप बोलिए.
जो भी गुनहगार है इस केस में, आज मेरे पिताजी को गए हुए 18-19 साल हो चुके. हमको पता है हमारे पिताजी का दर्द क्या है.
जी, और इस केस में काफी सारे लैप्सेस भी बाहर निकल के आए. काफी पुलिस की तरफ से भी बोला गया कि पूरा केस खराब कर दिया गया. अभी हम अपने व्यूअर्स को बता रहे थे कि किस तरह से गलत इन्वेस्टिगेशन की गई थी, आई विटनेसेस के स्टेटमेंट गलत रिकॉर्ड किए थे, और बहुत चीजें सामने आई हैं. और ये पिछले 19 साल से चल रहा है कि पुलिस गलत कर रही है, उसके बाद हाई कोर्ट एक्विटल दे रहा है, और अभी सब के सब बाहर है.
ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. सबको सब जिस टाइम पे सेशन कोर्ट ने भी दिया था, इन्होंने जजमेंट दिया था कि सबको 5 को फांसी की सजा के साथ उम्र के कर दी थी. तो हाई कोर्ट ने आने के बाद फैसला पूरा पलट दिया. अभी हमको कि सेशन कोर्ट से, सुप्रीम कोर्ट से अच्छा कुछ फैसला मिलेगा. हमको थोड़ी राहत मिल रही है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट हमें अच्छे से अच्छा फैसला दे रही थी.
जी,
हमने अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का उम्मीद से इस पे बैठे अभी.
जी, and this is what the families are saying, that this is a mockery of justice. हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद. It's been 19 years and no closure at all for the families there as far as the 2006 serial blast case is concerned. Now shifting our focus, businessman Anil Ambani is under the scanner once again in the money laundering case. ED today conducted raids at his residence in Mumbai in Maharashtra. An investigation has revealed illegal loan diversion of around 3,000 crore from Yes Bank. And ED has also found that just before the loan was granted, the Yes Bank promoters, in fact, they also received money in their concern. And after ED heat, Reliance Infra and Reliance Power issued a statement today in which they said that no impact whatsoever will be there on Reliance infrastructure, its business operations, financial performance, shareholder, employees. Notably, this is what the statement mentions. It also goes on to say that Anil Ambani is not on the board of the company anymore. In the midst of this, share of Reliance Infra hit the lower circuit in the trade, dropped by almost 5% today, even as the raids continue in Maharashtra. As far as the residence of Anil Ambani is concerned, the heat of Enforcement Directorate is mounting on Anil Ambani. Listen in to this ground report.
Almost 7 hours have passed, but ED officials still is conducting search operation in Reliance Center. All staffs are inside and nobody allowed to go inside and exit from this office building. Let me show you the pictures, live picture we are showing here. All officials, ED officials, 4 officials, we got to know that inside in this building now, and all staffs of Reliance Industries, they are also inside in the building. And we are showing live visuals. ED officials are inside and security in charge has locked the main gate of Reliance Industries, this office which is situated in Mumbai South Fort area and Balad Estate. This is the big office, 2-storied building. Officials are inside in the building, and we got to know that ED officials has entered this office with some boxes, and they have some documents and they are checking it again and again, but no confirmation when they will come outside from this building. But they are inside and still searching operation is going on.
From Mumbai, shifting our focus to Karnataka, actor Darshan, a key accused in the kidnap, torture and murder of a 33-year-old Renuka Swami in June last year, is now under the lens once again. And this time of the photo which have emerged from Thailand, where he can be seen having a gala time while out on bail. And look at the visuals on your screen. Last year, he was seen smoking and having a coffee inside the jail, and now he's out there in Thailand, firstly enjoying the second visual that you can see on the ferry in Thailand, and the next one is that he's having a gala time there with his friends, partying, laughing around with his friends in Thailand. And this comes on the day when Supreme Court heard his plea against, in fact, a plea against grant of bail to him. The top court expressed serious reservation over the Karnataka High Court's decision to grant him bail, adding that it was not convinced by the reasoning provided by the High Court while it was granted bail. Let me go across to my colleague Smita, who's been tracking the story very closely. Smita, many are asking, is law not the same for everyone? Because he's been granted bail on the medical grounds, but there in Thailand, he can be seen enjoying, having a gala time with his friends. What are you learning about his return from Thailand, and as far as the Supreme Court hearing is also concerned?
Well, the High Court granted bail not only on the medical grounds, but yes, it was also a major part of the argument from the lawyer who, argued in favor of Darshan. But he got a regular bail from the High Court, and also he took the permission for going to a foreign country for his film shooting, that is Devil, which has been shot in Thailand. But as we can see in the visual, he's not only doing a shoot, but also enjoying a vacation with his family, enjoying fishing, boat riding and all, while Supreme Court today has expressed a serious concern about how can all accused in a heinous murder case can be given bail. Not even a single accused amongst the 17 is in the jail as of now. How can all of them be sent out on the bail is what Supreme Court is expressing its concern. Not only on this, Supreme Court judge has in a straight word said it doesn't seem that the High Court has used its mind judicially while granting the bail, because we have FSL reports, we have the statements from the eyewitness, and also we have many primary witnesses which show that there was a brutal murder of Renuka Swami, who claimed himself as a Darshan fan. While the court also expressed his concern, quoting the judge himself quoted that even though Darshan knew that Renuka Swami was was his fan. How can one celebrity commit such brutal attack and then come out from the place and click a photo along with the co-accused? Is what the judge asked the lawyer who argued in favor of Darshan, while the Supreme Court judge has also clearly said that we will not commit the same mistake as High Court. But the Supreme Court has not put out the judgment. It has reserved the judgment because yet 7 co-accused pro-lawyers have to submit their written arguments. 1 week time has been given for them, and within 10 days probably Supreme Court will pronounce its verdict whether Darshan will continue the bail or will he be sent back to the Bellary Central Jail.
Absolutely. All eyes will be on that judgment by the Supreme Court. But very scathing remark coming from the top court as far as the bail granted to him is concerned. Thank you so much for all the details. Now, we are shifting our focus in a historic step. The India-UK Free Trade Agreement was signed in the presence of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. And in fact, UK Prime Minister was also part of this. The agreement has been finalized with an aim to enhance the bilateral trade to $120 billion by 2030. Effectively doubling the current trade volume between both the nations. And the agreement will help in reducing the tariff on exports of labor-intensive goods, including leather, footwear, clothing, and import duties on the whiskey and automobiles as well. Listen in to what Prime Minister said today in UK.
Look, and we both know this is the biggest and most economically significant trade deal that the UK has made since leaving the EU. And I think I can say that it's one of the most comprehensive deals that India has ever done. So thank you, Prime Minister, for your leadership and for your pragmatism. And I'd like to thank everybody who's worked so hard to get this deal over the line.
इस एक वर्ष में हमें तीसरी बार मिलने का मौका मिला है। ये अपने आप में मैं इसे बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मानता हूं। और यूके और भारत हम एक प्रकार से नेचुरल पार्टनर हैं। आज हमारे संबंधों का एक ऐतिहासिक दिन है। आज हम दोनों देश मिलकर के पारस्परिक लाभकारी एफटीए और डबल कंट्रीब्यूशन कन्वेंशन इसको संपन्न करने जा रहे हैं। ये अपने आप में भारत और यूके भावी पीढ़ी के लिए एक बहुत मजबूत रास्ता तैयार कर रहा है। व्यापार और उद्योग के क्षेत्र में एक नया अध्याय जुड़ रहा है। हमारे किसान, हमारे एमएसएमई, हमारे युवा, मैं समझता हूं उनके लिए अनेक नए अवसर पैदा हुए।
And now shifting our focus, today was day 4 of the monsoon session of the parliament, and once again no business could be conducted amid protests by the opposition parties over the Bihar survey that is currently underway, and session witness proceedings being brought to a standstill in fact by the opposition uproar over the ongoing special intensive revision of electoral rolls in the state of Bihar. And among other issues, this was in fact the agenda that stood out. Now what we're learning so far, that prior to the start of the session, opposition members staged a massive protest at the Parliament's Makar Dwar, and the first 3 days, in fact, as we've been telling you, of the session were largely washed out due to similar protests, leading to repeated adjournments and no business whatsoever being conducted in the last 4 days. Watch this.
He said we could think of the possibility of boycotting election. If Election Commission of Bangladesh becomes a kind of paradigm for our election commission, I think that's the saddest news for Indian democracy.
But Mr. Jha, as reputal has also come from BJP by stating the RJD speaking like the Maoist by stating that they should boycott, the voters should boycott election. BJP leaders from Bihar.
Have they heard of Mao beyond the word Mao? Do they even read anything? I mean, we are actually pressing for what is happening is maximum exclusion. And who are these people being excluded? Dalits, backwards, minorities. Shouldn't we speak for them? We cannot allow our democracy to be converted into aristocracy.
I want to remind the government which is saying Election Commission of India is not part of the parliament. Are the 40 lakh voters who have been excluded from the voter list, are they not part of the nation? Should we not discuss their dilemma? This is an anti-people government. What more evidence do you need? We are moving a motion. If you have something to say, you say it on the floor of the house. This is the demand of the people who are facing this process. It's happening in Bihar today. ये बंगाल में होगा, असम में होगा, केरल में होगा, तमिलनाडु में होगा. आप देखते चलिए.
And now shifting our focus, Thailand and Cambodia are engaged in an armed clash amid the intensified dispute over a stretch of their shared border. The latest violence, in fact, erupted today morning is what we are learning. Cambodia has now asked for UN's intervention in this matter and called Thailand a war-hungry nation. And more than 10 people, we are learning, including several civilians, have reported being killed in these clashes between Thailand and Cambodian troops. Thailand's military said that Cambodian troops opened fire first with heavy weapons, while Cambodia's Ministry of National Defense said that its troop acted in self-defense after coming under the attack. And this marks the latest flare-up in a decade-long dispute over the Emerald Triangle. Now that is in contention. That's a geopolitically sensitive region where the borders of Thailand, Cambodia and Laos converge. And the area is home to several ancient temples, and this has in fact led to these clashes that took place today. 10 Thai people, we are learning, have lost their life in this clash that took place between the two nations today. And this is what we could pack for you in this bulletin of 6 stories at 6. We'll be back tomorrow with more such stories. Till then, keep watching Republic TV.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना। MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we'll discuss India's AI leap, innovations, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping a new India.
Hi, I'm Abhinav Agarwal, co-founder and CEO at Fluid AI. And I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit happening on the 25th of July. We're going to talk all things AI, innovations, the breakthroughs, what's India going to be like in this story. So be there. It's a build-up to the mega event, the Mega AI Summit. And I look forward to seeing you there.
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing the India's AI leap, the innovations, the impact, and the future of AI in shaping a new India.
I'm really
excited to be a part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI lead, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the 1000x economic value add and 100x job creation this will bring across industries in India over the next 20 years. This will be in terms of next generation, headless, automated, autonomic, agentic platforms. This AI tsunami is going to be highlighted at the Mega AI Summit, and I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for India. Let's collaborate and invent in India. See you there.
This is your space, play it your way. आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Hi, I'm Abhinav Agarwal, co-founder and CEO at Fluid AI. And I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit happening on the 25th of July. We're going to talk all things AI, innovations, the breakthroughs, what's India going to be like in this story. So be there. It's a build-up to the mega event, the Mega AI Summit. And I look forward to seeing you there.
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing the India's AI leap, the innovations, the impact, and the future of AI in shaping a new India.
I'm really excited to be a part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI lead, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the thousand.
Well, BCCI is all set to host the Asia Cup in UAE. India-Pakistan match likely. As per the sources, BCCI, ACC, PCB to hold meetings soon to finalize the venue and schedule for the matches. BCCI is in touch with the government, yet to get nod from the government to play with Pakistan. Supreme Court stays Bombay High Court judgment on acquittal of 12 accused persons in connection with the 2006 Mumbai train blast. No rearrest to be done now. ED raids Anil Ambani-Linked properties in Mumbai. Case registered against Reliance Anil Ambani Group of companies. Sources within the Election Commission have confirmed that the preparation over special intensive revision in West Bengal too is expected to begin soon.
मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि कई वर्षों की मेहनत के बाद आज दोनों देशों के बीच कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न हुआ है.
Prime Minister hails FTA deal with the United Kingdom, call it historic day for both the nations. Hello and welcome. You're watching Republic TV with me, Akanksha Khajure. Let's start with the breaking news coming in. As far as Asia Cup is concerned, as per the sources, the Board of Control for Cricket (BCCI) is all set to host the upcoming Asia Cup T20 tournament in UAE, with a formal announcement expected in a few days, is what we're learning. And this decision follows an ACC meeting attended by 25 member nations to discuss the event venue. And in fact, BCCI was represented virtually by its Vice President Rajiv Shukla. India and Pakistan are also likely to be drawn into the same group for the Asia Cup 2025. Let me go across to my colleague Himanshu, who joins us live from the digital newsroom of Republic TV. Himanshu, tell us about the Asia Cup. In fact, what we're learning is that there could be a neutral venue and that venue could be UAE. What are your sources telling you?
Akansha, the meeting has concluded in Dhaka. There were hectic parleys in the meeting. The ACC, the Asian Cricket Council, has decided to host the Asia Cup at a neutral venue, and that's where the things come into play. BCCI has not hosted Pakistan since Mumbai attack, and this was also not going to happen considering the tensions between the two nations after the Pahalgam attack. And what is now, the reports that we are getting right now from Dhaka is that this tournament will now be played at a neutral venue in UAE, and Dubai and Abu Dhabi are the likely host cities. Now, will India play Asia Cup? This is something that's a crucial question. BCCI has not made an official comment as of now, but considering BCCI's take, and especially Jay Shah being the ICC president, pulling out from Asia Cup will not be easy for India and the BCCI as well. There's a lot of money involved, Akansha, here. There's $170 million sponsorship rights with Sony Pictures. So all that will have to be taken into account. And I think the two nations are drawn in same group, India, Pakistan. And if they go on to play, we might be seeing probably India and Pakistan clashing twice, not just once in the Asia Cup. And that means a hell lot of good news for the broadcasters and for the sponsors as well.
Absolutely. Stay on with us. In fact, I'm also joined by Major General Ashwini Sivats. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. Many are asking, in the backdrop of the Pahalgam terror attack, should cricket be played with the terror nation? What do you have to say on this?
You know, I do agree that it should not be played with a terror nation, but these are the multilateral tournament, whether it is ACC or also World Cup, and they are held in a neutral place. If you stop playing like this, then all these events will have no meaning. I think it's a step in the right direction. We must not hesitate to play even with Pakistan, because it is basically on a neutral place and it is an international tournament. We have played a World Cup also with the Pakistan in basically in a neutral place. Even this last World Cup was played by India there. So therefore, I don't think there should be any problem. After all, you have to honor all this commitment of international multilateral event, because it will have adverse impact. It will have adverse impact on the players also. So I don't think it is a big issue. Whenever there is a point in the bilateral, we are not going to take part with Pakistan, but whenever it is multilateral event, and that too on a neutral place, I don't think we should put any restriction. We should honor it, because otherwise that event will not take place. That will basically, you can say, the event will be flop. And that is not good news, because after all, this has a lot of money. And whether it is ACC or ICC, and in case if you don't play, then there can be also penalized. And then if you don't play like this, then other country will also not play when there is a multilateral event, when it is being hosted by us. So I suppose this is a step in the right direction, and we should honor it.
Absolutely. Let me also once again bring in Himanshu. Tell us about the outcome of this meeting. You said that there's been no formal statement that has come in from BCCI, but we are getting to know that India and Pakistan are likely to be drawn into the same group for this crucial Asia Cup 2025. What more are you learning about this?
Akansha, I think that there will be huge resentment, not just in India, also within BCCI, about the question of playing Pakistan. Now, this is coming at a time when we have had a huge, almost a war. It was a war when India actually hammered Pakistan. Now, what will the armed forces morale will get affected by this? Should we play? Should we not? This is also a political question that I think our leaders will answer in coming days. But as of now, what I am getting from Dhaka and from BCCI is that BCCI is trying to convince everyone in the decision-making process that, look, this is an international commitment. This commitment will also probably reflected in India's participation at the next Olympics Games that's happening in 2028 in LA. And if India pulls out, it might have repercussions. So it's about honoring an international commitment. Obviously, there's the mood here in India is that we should not be playing cricket with Pakistan, especially at a time when there's a lot of blood boiling across, like for what happened in Pahalgam. We must not forget that. And this coming from our Major General, I think my question to him will be, sir, do you actually see Indian people, Indian armed forces welcoming this decision of BCCI if they at all play at a neutral venue?
You know, the point what you are saying is that, see, this is a political decision that has to be taken. But you have to see a realistic picture of that. These are the multilateral events. These are events which will keep on taking place. If you stop playing like this, then it will be no go. In the sense that very recently World Cup which was held, you also have a match between India and Pakistan at a neutral place. We honored that. Of course, after Operation Sindoor, the relationship between India and Pakistan have gone down south, and we refused to even play a veterans match even in UK now very recently. That fully agreed that Pakistan is a terrorist state and we must not have any relationship. But you have to see a larger picture. You have to see a larger picture, especially considering sports. Remember that in 2036, we are also trying to place ourselves that we can able to host an Olympic game. And so therefore, our case becomes weak. We must understand that in case you do not participate in a multilateral event, it will have a reverse impact on India playing in other multilateral event, or you trying to take a tournament which you can also host. Once you are hosting it, the other country will also not come. So therefore, now the point is the government of the day has to take a decision what is right. After all, the cricketer will follow whatever decision given by the government. But I certainly feel a multilateral event which is held in a neutral place, that should be honored. But the point which is coming, why the India-Pakistan match, or they are in the same pool? Because you see, the organizer which are there, they know that it is India-Pakistan match which takes a huge crowd, and it is a question of money. So when there is a India-Pakistan clash, you find that a lot of money is involved in that, and that's how they always make sure, whether it is you can say a World Cup or a Asia Cup, you will always find India, Pakistan in the same pool, basically for, you can say, for the pecuniary gain, because once these two teams play, then you find sponsors coming, a lot of money coming. But all said and done, it will be a decision given by the government. Whatever decision will be given, I'm sure the cricketers have to follow. But you must see the larger picture. Remember that we are the ones which are trying to host even Olympics in 2036. Will our case become weak or strong? That point has to be seen.
But sir, for people of the country, cricket is not just a game. It's almost like a religion for people. And in the backdrop of Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor, do you not think that right now our country should refrain, and they should also refrain from playing with Pakistan?
Absolutely. See, that point is seen. I agree, because I also, man in uniform, feel that way. You know, people, in fact, a Jawan which is now guarding a border, what message are we sending him in case we are playing with Pakistan, a country which is a hub center of terrorism, and who sponsored Pahalgam terrorist action? It was the Pakistan Lashkar-e-Toba, the offshoot, you can say that, the TRF. But all said and done, my point is we have to see a larger picture. A larger picture has to be seen by the government of India. And government has to decide it. Does it make any impact? We have to only see it from the other point of view. It is a multilateral event. Whether we have to honor multilateral event in a neutral place or not, that is a question which we have to now decide. Also, what we have to see is what implication it will have on hosting other international events in India itself in future, including Olympic Games. So any decision which is taken by the government of India, I'm sure it is going to be honored by our BCCI. But before taking any decision, I'm sure they will take all these issues and factor into consideration.
Absolutely, sir. That's your opinion, and many would beg to differ with that. But thank you so much, Major General Ashwini and Himanshu, for joining us with your perspective. Now, let's get you the top stories of the day in under 1 minute.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together, we can.
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has ordered SIT inquiry into the scam in the National Scholarship of Minority Students. Chief Minister said that it has been found that the scholarship of the student has been withdrawn wrongly, and even institutions like Saraswati Vidya Mandir have been shown under minority. Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court has listed the Enforcement Directorate's complaint on the point of issuance of notice to businessman Robert Vadra and other accused person in the money laundering case. And in fact, this case is linked to the land deal in the Gurugram's village. The opposition parties have upped their attack against Election Commission SIR exercise in the state of Bihar. CPI General Secretary D. Raja has slammed the Election Commission's move, saying that this survey in Bihar has created immense problem and difficulties for the common people, including poor Dalits, Adivasis and the migrant laborers. We have a breaking news coming in. As far as the 2006 Mumbai terror blast is concerned, the acquitted individuals in connection with the Mumbai train blast met with Maulana Halim Ullah Qasmi, president of Jamaat Ulama Hind in Maharashtra. The Supreme Court member had stayed the Bombay High Court judgment that acquitted the 12 accused persons in connection with this case, but clarified that the stay order will not affect the accused persons released from jail. There on your screens, you can see those are the visuals coming in from Maharashtra, where all the accused we are learning, and these are the people, few of them were also on death row. They met with Maulana Halim Ullah Qasmi, who's the president of Jamaat Ulama Hind in Maharashtra. Those are the in fact, terror convicts who were just acquitted last Monday on July 21st, and now after they were let out of the prison after the acquittal by the Bombay High Court, they are there in Maharashtra meeting with the Maulana there on your screen. But today the Supreme Court has, even though it has stayed the acquittal of these 12 accused that you can see on the screen, but it has said that they cannot be re-arrested again. A notice has been issued to the Maharashtra government, but these people that you can see on the screen, all of them were arrested between 2006 to 2007, and 5 of them 5 of these 12 were in fact given death penalty and 7 were given life imprisonment. Just this week they were released out. Many are asking if the law is different for different people, but there on the screen you can see these acquitted accused can be seen meeting with the Maulana Halim, President of Jamaat-e-Ulama Hind. Well, this is a case that dates back to 2006. There were 11 attacks in 11 minutes in Mumbai local train, and after that 189 people lost their life, 800 people received injuries. But there on the screen, these are the people, remember, who were arrested between 2006 and 2007, 13 of them. And in 2015, the trial court convicted them. Out of the 12, 5 were given death penalty and other 7 were given a life imprisonment. That order was challenged in the High Court, and in fact on July 21st, that is earlier this week, Bombay High Court acquitted all of them. They were allowed to come out of the jail. 2 days later, they all came out except for one, because he's charged with some other case. But there on the screen you can see these are the people who came out of the jail after they were acquitted. And now today the Supreme Court heard this case, and it has even though put the stay on the acquittal, it has categorically mentioned that they cannot be rearrested. And there on the screen, 12 terrorists, they're walking free. 19 years of since this incident took place, and no closure for the families at all. In fact, just a while back, we spoke to the family members of the victims, and they said that this is a complete mockery of the justice system, and that they are really saddened by this news that all of them who were responsible for the death of 189 people, and that's a huge number, they are walking free. Let me go across to Ganesh Solanki, who's the kin of the victim. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. अभी हम विजुअल्स दिखा रहे हैं अपने व्यूअर्स को सर, जिसमें जो 12 एक्यूज बाहर आए हैं इस हफ्ते, वो मौलाना को मिल रहे हैं, बाहर आ गए हैं, फ्री है, 19 साल हो गया है, कोई जस्टिस नहीं मिला है फैमिली को, और अभी स्क्रीन पे हम देख रहे हैं कि वो खुश है, मिठाई खा रहे हैं मौलाना जी के साथ।
मैडम वो तो गलत चीज है ना, गलत बात है ना। अभी उनको खुशी मिल रही है, यहाँ पे जो लोग मरे हैं, जो निर्दोष लोग थे, उनके लिए क्या फैसला सुनाया गया? कुछ भी फैसला नहीं है, गलत ही हो रहा है मैडम। तो हम लोग के साथ में तो
जी आप
हमें जो बताया गया है कि जो हमको मुआवजा दिया है वो भी हमको रिटर्न देने के लिए तैयार है। तो आज वो लोग पार्टी कर रहे हैं, सबसे मिल रहे, मिठाई बांट रहे, मिठाई खा रहे हैं। आज भी हम उस उम्मीद में थे कि नहीं, सरकार हमको अच्छा न्याय देगी, सरकार हमें अच्छा न्याय देगी, पर न्याय नहीं है मैडम।
जी 19 साल हो गए इस चीज को, अभी तक कोई भी क्लोजर नहीं मिला है आपको और बाकी 189 लोग थे, उनकी फैमिलीज को अभी तक। क्या आप इस चीज को चैलेंज करेंगे, क्योंकि ये एक्विटल हो गया है, महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट मूव कर दिया है, पर ये केस अब फिर से रुक गया है 19 साल बाद। आप किस तरह इसको लीगली अब परस्यू करना चाहेंगे, अगर करना चाहेंगे तो?
मेरे सुप्रीम कोर्ट से एक ही वो बताना चाहता हूँ कि जल्द से जल्द इनको गिरफ्तार करे, जो भी आरोपी है। तो अभी उनको रिहा कर दे, तो इसके मुजरिम कौन है अभी तक? हमारा सवाल एक ही, तो जिस इन लोग ने नहीं किया है तो इसके मुजरिम कौन है, कहाँ पे है, अब तक क्यों छुपे हुए? वो जिस टाइम पे लोअर कोर्ट ने इनको सजा दे दी थी, तो हाईकोर्ट ने छोड़ा क्यों, किस ग्राउंड पे छोड़ा, वो भी हमें नहीं बताया था।
तो क्या आपको लगता है कि जो कोर्ट भी है वो इसको भी बहुत हल्के में ले रही है, क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं कि एक्विटल पे स्टे लग गया है, पर जब जहां तक बात आती है ये लोग जो रिलीज हो गए हैं इनको अभी रीअरेस्ट नहीं किया जाएगा, तो आपको लग रहा है हल्के में इस चीज को लिया जा रहा है? आप जैसे बाकी 189 लोगों ने अपने साथ वालों को लूज किया है इस पूरे इंसिडेंट में।
मैडम 189 तो वो लोग थे, और 800 लोग दूसरे भी जो इंजर्ड हुए थे उनको होगा क्या? जो इंजर्ड हुए थे, जिसका हाथ नहीं है, किसी का पैर नहीं है, किसी की आंखें गई है इस हादसे में, उन लोग के साथ में क्या हुआ है? कुछ भी नहीं, सिर्फ पैसा देके सबको चुप कराएगा। इसका मतलब ऐसा ही हो रहा है ना, पैसा दे दिया, इनकी फैमिली चुप हो जाएगी, कुछ बोलेगी नहीं, कुछ सवाल नहीं उठाएगी।
जी, तो अभी आपकी डिमांड क्या रहेगी महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट से? उन्होंने मूव तो कर दिया है सुप्रीम कोर्ट को, पर आपकी अब डिमांड क्या रहेगी? क्योंकि हम विजुअल्स में देख रहे हैं किस तरह से मिठाइयां खाई जा रही है। ये लोग हैं जो काफी साल प्रिजन में थे, अब मिठाई खा रहे हैं, बाहर आके ओपनली घूम रहे हैं। आपकी क्या दरखास्त रहेगी गवर्नमेंट से?
जल्द से जल्द उनको अरेस्ट किया जाए मैडम, हम तो वही चाहते हैं, जल्द से जल्द उनको अरेस्ट किया जाए।
So this is a demand that has come in from the family members. Thank you so much गणेश जी हमसे बात करने के लिए रिपब्लिक टीवी पे और अपनी पर्सपेक्टिव रखने के लिए इस चीज पे, because in the visuals there you can see those are the 12 convicts in fact that are running free. In fact we have breaking news coming in as far as this case is concerned. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has spoken to Republic TV and he has said that we welcome Supreme Court's decision. We have made an appeal and this is what he has told exclusively to Republic TV. He says that he welcomes Supreme Court's judgment. We are satisfied with the verdict. This is the right step taken by the Supreme Court. Well, remember, after the Bombay High Court judgment on July 21st, that is earlier this week, Maharashtra government had challenged the acquittal of the 12 accused in this case. And now, after the hearing today in the Supreme Court, where Supreme Court stayed the acquittal of the convicts that we just showed you, having a gala time, having meeting with a lot of people and having sweets. Now, Maharashtra Chief Minister Fadnavis has spoken to Republic TV and he has said that he welcomes the judgment, the order by the Supreme Court. They are satisfied with the verdict that has come in and this is a step in the right direction. And with this, we're taking a very short break. Coming up on the other side, in a historic step, India and UK free trade agreement has been signed in the presence of the Prime Minister in UK. And Supreme Court says Bombay High Court judgment on acquittal of 12 accused persons in connection with 2006 Mumbai terror blast case. But unfortunately, no rearrest will be done now. This and much more on the other side. Stay with us.
I can't wait to be part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25. We'll be talking all things AI, the breakthroughs, the impact, and what's next for India. It's an exciting build-up to the mega AI summit, and I'm glad to be in the mix. See you.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing the India's AI leap, the innovations, the impact, and the future of AI in shaping a new India.
I'm really excited to be a part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI leap, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
I'm I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the 1000x economic value add and 100x job creation this will bring across industries in India over the next 20 years. This will be in terms of next generation headless, automated, autonomic, agentic platforms. This AI tsunami is going to be highlighted at the Mega AI Summit, and I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for India. Let's collaborate and invent in India. See you there.
Artificial intelligence has become one of the most important technology of the 21st century. The phenomenal growth of AI has been enabled by advancement in algorithms, availability of the...
Hi, I am Kapil. I am happy to be part of AI Pre-Summit by Republic on 25th of July. We will be talking about the crossroads of AI and cybersecurity, how we can leverage both of them to brighten our future as a country. Happy to be there and hope to see you all there. Thank you.
This is your space, play it your way.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना। दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
I'm really excited to be a part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI lead, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the 1000x economic value add and 100x job creation this will bring across industries in India over the next 20 years. This will be in terms of next generation headless, automated, autonomic, agentic platforms. This AI tsunami is going to be highlighted at the Mega AI Summit, and I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for India. Let's collaborate and invent in India. See you there.
Artificial intelligence has become one of the most important technology of the 21st century. The phenomenal growth of AI has been enabled by advancement in algorithms, availability of the large data sets, and development of semiconductors. I can't wait to be part of the Republic TV AI Pre-Summit on 25th July. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much.
can't wait to be part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25. We'll be talking all things AI, the breakthroughs, the impact, and what's next for India.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching This is Exclusive with me, Shavan Said. Tonight I come to you with two super exclusive stories. Multiple lapses found in a DGCA inspection done on Air India. Tonight we reveal what are the lapses that have been highlighted by the DGCA and how exactly is the airline really responding. The other big story that I'm coming to you tonight is with regards to a global crackdown on digital arrests. How exactly have governments really come together to combat this menace? All this and much more on this edition of This is Exclusive. But up first, let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. It's the document that no other channel has. Republic exposes the details of the DGCA investigation on Air India. Over 50 lapses reported in the month of July. Biggest ever global digital arrest racket busted in Cambodia. Operation carried out based on Indian intelligence inputs. Four Al-Qaeda operatives in Gujarat ATS custody. Investigation reveals disturbing pattern of promoting jihad ideology online. Supreme Court stays Bombay High Court judgment on acquittal of 12 accused persons in connection with the 2006 Mumbai train blast. No re-arrest to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent months, Air India has faced intense scrutiny following a series of safety lapses and a catastrophic crash that has shaken public confidence. The tragic 12th of June crash of flight AI-171, a Boeing 7878 Dreamliner in Ahmedabad, has cast a harsh spotlight on the airline's operations, maintenance, practices and regulatory compliance. The airline's troubles extend beyond the Ahmedabad tragedy. India's aviation regulator, the DGCA, has issued multiple warnings to Air India for safety violations in the past 6 months, including show cause notices for issues ranging from overdue maintenance check to crew scheduling failures. Tonight, we bring to you a mega exclusive, a sensational document that I'm holding that puts the spotlights on not just one or two, but a staggering amount of oversights. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by taking you through each of the details, the lapses that have been highlighted by the DGCA following an inspection at the Air India office. Starting with the big breaking news now coming in, aviation watchdog DGCA has put Air India in the dock with a staggering 50 safety and compliance violations, warning that passenger safety is at serious risk. The aviation regulator has issued multiple show cause notices, demanding the airline to provide documentary evidence of corrective measures within days, following a series of lapses that include crew scheduling failures, overdue maintenance checks, and inadequate training protocols. Sources revealed DGCA's patience is now wearing thin, with threats of severe penalties, including potential license suspension if Air India fails to address these systemic issues promptly. Now I'm going to take you through each of the details that have been flagged off in the DGCA audit report. I just want to quickly get our cameras on this report that I'm holding right now. I'm going to take you through each of the details, which basically looks into three parts. On your screens right now, I'm going to show you first this document that I'm holding. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DGCA audit report. The DGCA team, led by Captain Adhiraj Yadav, who was part of the meeting, as well as name of the auditors. This particular report that you see flags off multiple failures and non-compliance on the part of the airline. Let me just quickly take you through each of them. Number one, with regards to the training manuals itself. Air India has also issued a response that I'm going to put out in a short while from now, but let me just quickly show you through the help of each of the graphics that we have put out. Critical breaches that have been seen. The report basically reveals that ultra long haul flights were operated with inadequate cabin crew, while pilots flew despite invalid simulator checks. Shockingly, flight duty time limits were exceeded by over 2 hours on long-haul routes. Crucial simulator training was conducted on unqualified simulators, raising some serious questions about the regulatory compliance and passenger safety. We have shown you 4 lapses in terms of the critical breaches by Air India. On your screens right now, I'm going to just quickly take you through once again these 4 lapses under the critical breaches by Air India. Lapse number 1, ultra-long flights were basically flown with inadequate crew members. Number 2, pilots were basically operating after invalid simulator checks, which essentially takes away some of the training that they would have got. Lapse number 3, flight duty time has been exceeded by 2 hours, especially in the ultra long flights. Unqualified simulators for training. Now, let's take a look at what are the other systemic gaps that this DGCA audit basically refers to. The report basically points to a complete lack of defined reporting lines, leading to accountability breakdowns across departments. Additionally, crew were rostered without mandatory rest or weekly offs, violating flight safety norms. The audit also found the use of outdated training manuals and incomplete or mismatched pilot documentation, exposing glaring gaps in oversight training and regulatory compliance. So a quick summary of what we know. The systemic gaps that have been highlighted in this. Can we go back to lapse number 1? That is no defined reporting lines in Air India, which basically says that there is a DGCA mandate which has not been followed. Lapse number 2, crew scheduled without improper rest or a weekly off. Now that's quite a cause of concern. Lapse number 3, outdated training manuals that have been used by the airline. Lapse number 4, incomplete and mismatched pilot documentation. These are the systemic gaps that have been highlighted. Let's now take you through the other. The training gaps, which is essentially important, ladies and gentlemen, within Air India. DGCA audit basically says that there have been shocking training deficiencies within Air India, posing serious safety concerns. The audit found incomplete recurrent training for B777 and B787 pilots, lack of low visibility operational approval for A350 aircraft. Alarmingly, many cabin crew were unaware of the essential safety regulations, while training centers and warning cards lacked proper regulatory approvals. Not just that, the airline was also found non-compliant with mandatory search and rescue documentation, highlighting deep-rooted lapses in training and preparedness. Let me try and summarize this for you. There are 5 lapses that have come in. First is the training with regards to B77 and B787 pilots. Incomplete recurrent training. Lapse number 2, they are saying there is low visibility approval for the 350 aircraft. Now that becomes extremely difficult, especially in some certain situations. Lapse number 3, cabin crew unaware of the key safety regulations. Now there has been a check that has been done by the DGCA, and it turns out not all cabin crew were aware of certain regulatory norms. Lapse number 4, warning cards and training centers lacking regulatory approvals. Now this is lapse number 4. Lapse number 5 is the non-compliance with search and rescue documentation mandates. So rescue and search and rescue operations that are basically carried out, there are certain documentation which mandates that there is no compliance with regards to these lapses. Now, on your screens is the DGCA document that Republic has exclusively accessed, and which highlights the extent to which Air India, as the DGCA claims, was compromising passenger safety. Now, let's take you through each of these. These are sensational expose of lapses that you are seeing on your screens. B787 pilots grounded after due check, invalid as simulator was not conducted as per regulatory terms. Now, however, few pilots have flown after this lapse without seeking any approval. So that's another aspect that has been raised. Landing data has not been recorded as far as the computerized flight plans are concerned. Tech logs display fuel in both kilograms and liter to prevent confusion. Operator to provide fuel receipt in kilograms so that the cross-check by the pilot. Let's just take you through. No chief pilots assigned for A320 and A350 fleet. There are no designated chief pilots for the A320 and 350. This results in a lack of accountability and effective monitoring of the flight operations of these aircraft types. Now, it doesn't end there. DGCA basically goes on with more responses after this detailed study that has been done, analysis that has been done. On your screens, we're going to stay with this. Ambiguity in operational control responsibilities, responsibility for operational control. It turns out they've put out full details of why they believe that this too has not been followed or complied. Let's just take you through some more details now coming. I'm going to come back to the audit report that has been accessed, but it seems that finally Air India has also now responded. Air India has responded to the multiple questions that were sent out by Republic TV, and this is what the airline has to say. Air India responds by saying all airlines undergo regular audits to test and continuously strengthen processes. Air India's annual DGCA audit took place in July, during which it was fully transparent with auditors in the spirit of such continuous improvement. We acknowledge the receipt of the arising report and are in the process of reviewing the findings therein and will submit our response to the regulator within the stipulated time frame. Air India remains fully committed to ensuring the safety of its passengers and staff. Now, this is what Air India has to say, saying that it is not just us, all airlines are undergoing regular audits. Now, the question that we are essentially asking, and we had written to Air India CEO, Mr. Campbell Wilson, and our pointed questions essentially arise serious safety and compliance deficiencies within Air India's operations, training, as well as organizational structure. The reality is this, ladies and gentlemen, the DGCA in its audit that they have carried out, they are saying there are 50, not one, there are 50 lapses that have been identified. If we can go across to Harsha, who is getting us the latest details. If we have Harsha, we'll try and go across to Harsha, who's getting us the latest details. 1 month and 50 lapses that have been highlighted in this particular audit report. Group Captain GP Bajpai, aviation expert, someone who has been linked to Air India in the past. Group Captain Bajpai, this DGCA audit report that I'm holding clearly makes a mention of on multiple counts that the airline is guilty right now, starting with the fact that there are no training manuals are outdated. Then this particular report basically goes on to indicate not just one but multiple issues that they have raised with regards to training of the pilots of the B77 as well as B787. Fragmented safety data management is what they say. Recurrent training gaps for B777, B787 pilots. Missing A350. Low visibility operations approval. No route assessments for CATC airports. Use of non-qualified simulators for CATC airport training. And the list goes on.
Sarvan, you are absolutely right. If I am permitted to say, these 50 points which you have told, they are the part of the audit checks carried out by DGCA. I am apprehensive. These observations are not limited to only 50. These 50 points during the DGCA audit, which could be caught by DGCA official during their audits, which runs only for a day or 2 or 3 days. But what is happening inside Air India, it seems their safety cultures have gone to the dogs. There are so many other issues also. Above all, the morale of the people, the captain, the maintenance personnel, the various other personnel. As you have rightly pointed out, the organization structure. The Air India has been taken over by Tata Sons almost 3 years back. Till date, proper organization structure is not established. The various DGCA post holders which have been approved by DGCA, are they working freely, efficiently and independently? That is to be checked in detail. There is a lot of doubt. The pilots have not been permitted to exercise their discretion to take the fuel for maximization of the profit, because the total weight of the payload, that is passenger and the cargo loads, and the sum of the fuel uplifted, that remains constant in view of the maximum takeoff weight of the aircraft and maximum landing weight of the aircraft. So pilots on 8 to 9 metropolitan cities, when they are landing, that time they are asked not to take any extra drop of the fuel. I am apprehensive that aircraft which had gone out of the runway, I don't know the full details, there might be not a fuel reserve, might not be available for the pilot to go for alternate place landing. So for that, if he has come below the minimum decision altitude, he has to land over there irrespective of the runway conditions. In case there is a heavy downpour, the water is there, that time aircraft has to land, and that time also during monsoon season they have to ensure weather radars are perfectly all right, there are good quality tires are there which are having visual groups, not the bolted tire. And in case if these precautions are not observed, aircraft will face the aquaplaning and aircraft is bound to skid from the runway and it can go out of the runway. So all these are the minor and details and important details. Those things will not get position in this audit report, because this audit report will be limited to what has been caught by DGCA official during their audit period in 3 days. I assume and presume it's a very good initiative on the part of MOCA that they are directly contacting the airline operators, particularly Indigo and the Air India. They should further establish their own system like DGCA does the audit. MOCA should do and see it. There is no nexus between DGCA and airline operator. They should have their own system. If it is there, they should break down that thing.
Well, thank you very much, Group Captain Bajpai, for joining us on this broadcast as we get you this big exclusive tonight on Republic TV, as Air India has finally responded to the DGCA audit report. They have admitted that they have received this report from the DGCA, and they are saying that they would certainly comply with the systemic gaps that have been identified by the regulator. Reviewing the report will issue a response in time is what they say, but these are very, very serious concerns that have been raised by the DGCA. In fact, they are talking about multiple issues that have been flagged off, systemic gaps within the operations of the airline itself that has been highlighted. They are saying that they are going to be fully transparent and they are going to comply with it very soon. Well, in fact, let me just take you through a quick recap of what we know so far. In fact, this is after a proper report that was done by the DGCA. Before I move on to the other big breaking news now coming in, this is what we know from the story. Number one, there have been multiple findings. There have been critical breaches that have been identified. Pilots that were operating with after invalid simulator checks, flight duty time that had exceeded by over 2 hours, ultra long range flights were flown with inadequate cabin crew, use of unqualified simulators for training. They've also identified major systemic gaps by saying that disjointed organization structure, improper rostering and inaccurate simulator training. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the biggest crackdown against cybercrime. In a far-reaching operation, Cambodian authorities acting on precise intelligence from India have struck a devastating blow to a sprawling digital arrest scam network. Over 3,000 suspects, including 105 Indian nationals, have been detained in a series of raids that uncovered a sophisticated web of fraud spanning more than 20 countries. From fake police uniforms to high-tech scam centers, this criminal enterprise preyed on victim fears, extorting millions through deception. Tonight, we take you inside this unprecedented crackdown. And then a Republic Live report coming in from Cambodia.
Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia, is now at the center of a massive international effort to dismantle a sophisticated digital arrest scam network. Acting on alerts from India's Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs and the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, Cambodian police have raided 138 locations, detaining over 3,000 individuals, including 606 women from over 20 countries. The arrests include nationals from China, Vietnam, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, Thailand and Nigeria. Computers and laptops, hundreds of mobile phones, weapons, bullets and drugs. These are some of the items seized by authorities, pointing to the racket's deep ties to organized crime. Digital arrest scams involve fraudsters posing as law enforcement or government officials, often via video calls, to intimidate victims into paying large sums to avoid fake legal consequences. These scams have defrauded countless victims globally, exploiting fear and trust. The operation, triggered by India's intelligence, highlights the growing menace of cyber fraud in Southeast Asia, where the United Nations estimates such scams generate up to $40 billion annually. Many arrested individuals were reportedly coerced into these operations, lured by fake job offers, raising concerns about human trafficking. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet's push to combat cybercrime has intensified these efforts. But reports suggest some scam operations may be shielded by influential figures. With investigations ongoing, authorities warn that more arrests could follow as they trace links to other countries. This crackdown marks a significant blow to global cybercrime, but the fight is far from over.
Well, in fact, Mias Molika is joining us live from Cambodia. Mias, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. This is one of the biggest ever crackdown that has been carried out, and it seems Cambodia happens to be the epicenter. I'm given to understand that authorities in Cambodia have actually briefed the media there. What's the modus operandi? How exactly was this being carried out? What are the links that are emerging?
Well, as you know, like during the past 15 days in July, the Cambodian authorities has been arrested over 3,000 individuals that involved in online scam in Cambodia. And among all of those individuals, there are 20 nationalities from different Asia Pacific, which is about 1,000 Chinese, 600 Vietnamese, and also 300 Indonesians. And those also has been found have 105 Indians and 100 Bangladesh. And all of those crackdowns has been found in the villas and also the during in different provinces like Phoi Pai, Sihanoukville, and also in Phnom Penh as well. And during the operation, the authority has seized laptop computers, and they also found the fake Chinese police uniform and also fake Indian uniform in order to scam people online. And after that, the Indian government also tried to contact the Cambodian authority in order to deport 105 Indian that have been detained in Cambodia.
May I ask just one quick question before I let you go? It turns out that several Indians have also been arrested. Any details that you are picking up? What was the role of these Indians in this particular digital racket that was being carried out?
So, as you know, during the operation, the journalists really cannot go on site, but they post the information on their individual, like official Facebook page and also Telegram channels about those details information. But at the time, we also see that the Cambodian government try to strengthen more safety and regulations for different nationality that try to enter Cambodia, whether they are try to enter for the online fraud, is it legally entering or not?
Well, thank you. Right. Well, thank you very much, Mias, reporting live from Cambodia, the only Indian news network to get that live report coming in from Cambodia, the biggest ever crackdown that we are looking at on digital arrest. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. Coming up, trending with my colleague Akanksha.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
मैं तेनू क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
I'm really excited to be a part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI lead, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
Looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the 1000x economic value add and 100x job creation this will bring across industries in India over the next 20 years. This will be in terms of next generation, headless, automated, autonomic, agentic platforms. This AI tsunami is going to be highlighted at the Mega AI Summit, and I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for India. Let's collaborate and invent in India. See you there.
This is Republic Jack Pollywall Studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I'm Akanksha Khajuria. Let's get started.
This is your space, play it your way.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मीरज।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
इस साल का जो प्रॉफिट है इंटरेस्ट पे डाल देंगे, हर महीने ब्याज का पैसा आता रहेगा।
अगर रेगुलर इनकम ही चाहिए तो आप वो पैसे फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड्स में डाल दो।
वो क्या होता है?
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए ब्याज देने वाली कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सिस्टमैटिक विथड्रॉल प्लान से आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी आता रहेगा।
म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
I'm looking forward to being a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We'll be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, deep tech, and the 1000x economic value add and 100x job creation this will bring across.
Action on Al-Qaeda in Gujarat, but 7/11 Mumbai train blast accused walk free. Supreme Court stays Bombay High Court order, but no rearrest of 12 accused. Why special treatment in 2006 Mumbai train blast case? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
To your smart television, trending stories are breaking the internet, and tonight we are keeping our focus on 2022 stabbing death of 4 University of Idaho students and a shocking confession that has now come to the fore. And then on to French president suing American right-wing commentator for calling his wife and the first lady a man. And we will then show you visuals of the Prime Minister Modi and his UK counterpart Keir Starmer doing Chai Pe Charcha in London. And Donald Trump is not too happy with the name AI and he wants to change it. Let's see what he keeps the name. And cricketer Sarfaraz Khan has bowled fans over once again, this time not with a bat but with his body transformation. We'll show you those visuals. And lastly, Swaminarayan Temple in Australia was vandalized with hateful and racist message. We'll show you the details coming in from Australia. This is trending. I'm Akanksha Khajura. Let's get started. Well, it was a courtroom filled with grief, fury and loss, a place where families of 4 murdered University of Idaho students poured their hearts out, demanding answers and accountability. But when Byron Koberger, the man convicted of the brutal stabbing, was finally given a chance to speak, he uttered just 3 words: "I respectfully decline." No apologies, no explanation whatsoever, just a cold wall of silence. On Wednesday, the judge handed down 4 life sentences without parole, but for the loved ones, justice felt hollow and the motives remains unknown.
You make a statement if you wish to. I take it you are declining.
I respectfully decline.
Well, Mr. Koberger, you have an opportunity to make a statement if you wish to. I take it you are declining.
I respectfully decline.
Well,
And from the Elysee Palace to a US courtroom, French President and the First Lady are now suing the American right-wing commentator Candace Owens for defamation over false, deeply personal and offensive claims. The lawsuit accuses Owens of spreading the baseless rumors that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man, a conspiracy theory that has swerved since 2021 French election run-up. And despite being served retraction demands, he doubled down, turning online fiction into a monetized content. The Macrons now say enough is enough and are now seeking accountability not just from the trolls but also from the ones who gave trolls a megaphone. And chai diplomacy just brewed a fresh batch, and this time at the British countryside, Prime Minister Modi and his UK counterpart Keir Starmer stirred up more than just a tea at Chequers. The two leaders were spotted sipping chai, sparking a social media storm. From policy to parley over chai, netizens are calling this the return of Chai Pe Charcha, this time with a UK twist. Well, there on the screen, you can see Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with his counterpart in United Kingdom. They're having Chai Pe Charcha, smiling and laughing while having a tea there at Chequers in United Kingdom, where Prime Minister has gone, in fact, his fourth visit since he has become the Prime Minister. And Trump likes renaming people, places and things, and just when you thought artificial intelligence was the hottest buzzword of the decade, Donald Trump steps in and he says, hold up folks, I don't like that name. Yes, in fact, in a move that only Donald Trump could pull off, the US president is now calling for a rebrand of AI itself because apparently artificial sounds too fake, too phony, too un-American according to him. At a high-stakes summit in America, in fact, America Tech Future, he did not just sign executive orders, he launched a full-blown identity crisis for the machines. So now while Silicon Valley decides and debates bias and regulation, Donald Trump wants to give AI a full glow-up with a name that's, in his word, is more real, more genius, more Trump-approved. Listen in.
Around the globe, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. I find that too artificial. I can't stand it. I don't even like the name. You know, I don't like anything that's artificial. So could we straighten that out, please? We should change the name.
So there you have it. While the rest of the world races to regulate artificial intelligence, Trump is racing to rename it. Will it be American intelligence or just Trump GTP? Only Trump can answer that. Well, hot off the plate and straight to your television screens, these are the top trending stories of the day. Watch this. The Indian Cricket Board has agreed to host the T20 tournament at a neutral venue. After a series of setbacks, Asia Cup will be played from the 5th to 21st of September. A candid video is going viral that highlights a gathering of Japanese people completely swept away by the electrifying energy. There on the screen, you can see the visuals of Punjabi music. In fact, that is what they are dancing to. As the catchy Punjabi track fills the air, the crowd responds with cheers and foot taps, but in a more civilized way. And Amazon MGM Studios have planned a film Artificial on OpenAI, and an actor may play Elon Musk as well. And the film will focus on 2023 OpenAI leadership changes. This movie is expected to release in 2026, and it might cringe the tech titans. Jaipur, the pink city of India, has proudly secured the 5th spot in Travel Plus Leisure prestigious World's Best City 2025 list, ranking above the iconic global destination like Florence, Kyoto and Bali as well. Another historical win for the country as Telangana's Deepthi Jivanji clocked 56.70 seconds to win the world's women's 400 T20 gold at the National Athletics Championship. She's a stunning display of grit and speed. And India is on the limelight as Shreyas Joshi clinches gold at the age of just 21, scoring a stellar 83.33 points in the Classic Slalom. She's the very first Indian ever to win an Asian Championship title in the freestyle slalom. In fact, UP Police, as far as this exam is concerned, father and son duo have cleared this exam together. In 2024, the father and son appeared for the exam together and they have now come out with flying colors. Those are the visuals of the father-son duo on your screen. And it's a new day and Donald Trump is ready with a new plan. And this time he vows to end the US tech firm overseas deal, saying no more China factory, India workers.
Many of our largest tech companies have reaped the blessings of American freedom while building their factories in China, hiring workers in India, and slashing profits in Ireland. You know that? All the while dismissing and even censoring their fellow citizens right here at home. Under President Trump, those days are over. We need U.S. technology companies to be all in for America. We want you to put America first. You have to do that. That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
And there on the visuals, you can see artists and journalists, in fact, staged a Squid Game style protest to highlight Bengaluru's footpaths. The protest was performed near St. John's Hospital to bring awareness among the people. And when the love is real, not even a typhoon can wash it away. In the rain-soaked heart of Philippines, a couple did not just take vows, they took a plunge, quite literally, as you can see on the screen. As flood waters filled the church, Jade Rick and Jamaica, in fact, did not cancel their wedding ceremony. Instead, they embraced the storm, wading through water to say, I do. From a decade-long relationship to a wedding that literally made waves online, this isn't just a love story, it's a video that's trending faster than wildfire. And from heavy hitter to lean machine, cricketer Sarfaraz Khan has bowled fans once more, and this time not with a bat, but with his body transformation. Now look at the visuals of the cricketer on your screen. The young talent has shed a whopping 17 kilos, and the secret is not just a fancy diet or a designer gym, just some clean eating, old school discipline, and a dash of desi determination. But he also mentions how Virat Kohli's advice from his RCB days pushed him beyond the limit to reach where he has right now. There on the screen you can see those are the visuals of the transformation of this cricketer Sarfaraz Khan. But before this, he had the shots, the swagger and the stats. But there was always that one conversation that followed Sarfaraz Khan, the weight talk. The world questioned his fitness while fans defended his firepower. But behind the bulk was fighting more than just fast ball. He was fighting the perception. And then he flipped the script, and now you can see on your screen a completely different Sarfaraz Khan. Fast forward to today, and the transformation is jaw-dropping. 17 kilos down, and Sarfaraz Khan looks like he's ready to sprint, swing and silence the skeptics. No crash diet, no shortcuts, just clean eating, intense workout and a whole lot of commitment that he's shown. This is not just a body change, it's a complete mindset shift. And of course, the internet never stays silent when it comes to transformation. Fans have flooded the comments with shock support and a little bit of gym guilt. Well, there on the screen, you can read the comments of the people who have taken to social media. Some of them are appreciating Sarfaraz Khan. There you can see, like your brother, look, disciplined, back him in cricket. Now it's time for Prithvi Shaw. These are the comments that have come to the fore. Many of them appreciating the transformation that Sarfaraz Khan has gone through. Whopping 17 kilos shed by him. And yet again, hate rears its ugly head, and this time in Melbourne, the sacred walls of Swaminarayan Temple defaced with disturbing graffiti that have come to the shore. We'll show you those visuals, a spiritual space that has been violated. The graffiti which angered people read, "Go home brown." The curse words, as you can see in the visuals, we have blurred them as they are highly inappropriate. The Premier of Victoria has now extended her support in a letter to the temple management and has added that the community has full support of the government. Makarand Bhagwat, who is the president of Hindu Council of Australia Victoria chapter, has expressed his shock over the incident. He has said that the sacred site is a sanctuary of peace and unity, and it was heartbreaking for him to see it being defaced with racist slurs. In fact, Premier of Victoria has yet not issued a public statement on the incident. However, her office has sent a message from her people, her to the temple management. And just blocks away, the buyers did not stop at faith. Several Asian restaurants across Melbourne's eastern suburbs tagged, vandalized and scarred with racial slurs, as you can see on the screen. From places of worship to places of work, this rising wave of hate is sparing no space back in Australia. Well, there on the screen, you can see that in 2 days, there have been two hate attacks that have come to the fore as far as Australia is concerned. One at the Swaminarayan Temple, and you can see the racist slur there on your screen. It mentions "Go home brown," and rest we cannot show you as it is completely inappropriate. And several statements have come to the fore from people living there of how these are the cases which are only growing in Australia. And now let's show you the fast-moving stories and the trending stories of the day. Have a look. Prime Minister Modi, during signing of India-UK FTA with UK Prime Minister, used the cricket metaphor to make diplomacy a game of passion. He remarked that there may be a swing and a miss at times, but one should play with a straight bat.
Both of us, cricket is not just a game, but a passion. And also a great metaphor for our partnership. There may be a swing and a miss at times, but we always play with a straight bat. We are committed to building high-scoring, solid partnership.
And a short video of a miniature horse. Black Pearl is healing the internet literally. The horse was seen vigorously playing at a keyboard to wake up a girl from anesthesia at the Children's Medical Center in California. Have a look at the visuals. Indian Army for the Indian people. Indian Army soldiers rescued a boy stranded mid-river in a flash flood, a perfect blend of bravery and swift coordination. A video is going viral on social media showing police forces disguised themselves as the Mexican superhero character during a drug raid in the nation's capital of Lima. Group captain shared his photography story. In fact, there are the visuals that you can see on the screens of the drug raid in the country. Well, Russian president has arrived in Istanbul for Ukraine's talk in all styles. A close aide to president arrived in Putin team polo shirt. Well, there on the screen, group captain has shared his astrophotography. As you can see, the story on Instagram. He's in fact started into astrophotography upon returning to India after the first leg of training at GCTC, Russia. Here's the visual. And now look at the visuals coming in from, in fact, these are the visuals of Russian president arriving in Istanbul and a close aide wearing Putin team polo shirt. And that's all we could pack in the show of Trending at 7:30. We'll be back tomorrow with more such stories. Till then, keep watching Republic TV.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड भी, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Artificial intelligence has become
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड भी, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
ग्रेजुटी का चेक है, बस इन पैसों को हम कहीं इन्वेस्ट कर दें और रेगुलर इनकम भी आती रहे।
तो फिर फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स में डाल दीजिए। फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड और मनी मार्केट में पैसा डालते हैं और सिस्टमैटिक विड्रॉल प्लान के जरिए आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी मिलती रहेगी।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया जोना, अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया जोना, इंडिया जोना, इंडिया जोना।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
I can't wait to be part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25. We'll be talking all things AI, the breakthroughs, the impact, and what's next for India. It's an exciting build-up to the mega AI Summit, and I am glad to be in the mix. See you.
I'm looking forward to being part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th. We will be diving into the latest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, its growing impact across different sectors, and what the future holds for India. It's a powerful lead-up to the Mega AI Summit. I am delighted to be part of this important conversation. See you there.
I'm happy to be part of AI Pre-Summit by Republic on 25th of July. We will be talking about the crossroads of AI and cybersecurity, how we can leverage both of them to brighten our future as a country. Happy to be there and hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Well, BCCI is all set to host the Asia Cup in UAE. India-Pakistan match likely. Supreme Court stays Bombay High Court judgment on acquittal of 12 accused person in connection with the 2006 Mumbai train blast. No rearrest to be done now. ED raids Anil Ambani-Linked properties in Mumbai. Case registered against Reliance Anil Ambani Group of companies. Sources within the Election Commission have confirmed that the preparation over special intensive revision in West Bengal too is expected to begin soon.
मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि कई वर्षों की मेहनत के बाद आज दोनों देशों के बीच कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न हुआ है.
Prime Minister hails FTA deal with the United Kingdom, call it historic day for both the nations.
I'm excited to be part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing India's AI lead, the innovations, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India. Hope to see you there.
I couldn't be more excited to be speaking at Republic's Pre-AI Summit on the 25th of July. At this summit, we won't just be discussing what India's AI future could be, but we'll be actually building it together. Join me, other AI leaders, thinkers, builders, as we define India's next AI lead. See you there.
Excited to be part of Republic's AI Pre-Summit happening on 25th July, where we'll be discussing India's AI lead, the impact, innovation, and the lead that India is going to take in AI in the future.
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we'll discuss India's AI lead, innovations, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping a new India.
Hi, I'm Abhinav Agarwal, co-founder and CEO at Fluid AI. And I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit happening on the 25th of July. We're going to talk all things AI, innovations, the breakthroughs, what's India going to be like in this story. So be there. It's a build-up to the mega event, the Mega AI Summit. And I look forward to seeing you there.
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing the India's AI leap, the innovations, the impact, and the future of AI in shaping a new India.
Begins biggest crackdown on Anil Ambani. 50 companies, 35 premises, 25 people raided by ED. ED lends on rupees 14,000 crore alleged loan fraud. Debating tonight at 8:30 p.m.
I'm excited to be part of Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we will be discussing India's AI leap, the innovations, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India. Hope to see you there.
भारत के इतने लेजेंडरी एक्टर फिर से एक तरह से रिस्क क्यों ले रहे हैं?
ओशो की एक बड़ी अच्छी लाइन है जी, इफ यू ट्राई यू रिस्क फेलियर, इफ यू डोंट यू एंश्योर इट। मैं हमेशा मानता हूँ वो जीवन ही क्या जो संघर्षमय ना, संघर्षमय होने से ही तो अपने जिंदा होने का एहसास होता है।
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic TV AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we'll be discussing India's AI leap, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping a new India.
I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25th, where we'll discuss India's AI leap, innovations, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping a new India.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, why India is sending a message to Trump by signing the free trade agreement with the United Kingdom. Anil Ambani in big trouble, always seeking to be high profile, now being called someone who heads fraudulent operations. At 9 p.m. tonight, why it's impossible to believe that in India the convicts of the Mumbai train blasts are going to be openly celebrating on the streets and there'll be no justice for the victims of terrorism. And at 9:30 p.m. tonight, why Republic is totally against any form of cricket with Pakistan and why the government of India should stop the cricket board from allowing it. And ladies and gentlemen, at the start, it's great news. We have a free trade agreement. We always knew there was one, but now it's been signed by the United Kingdom and India. And I'll tell you 6 reasons why this UK FTA, which the Prime Minister signed today, I think this was at Chequers, the official informal country home residence of the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Now this is great. It gives us a huge trade boost. UK-India trade should catch up to over 120 billion US dollars by 2030. 99% of all Indian goods will get zero tariffs. So you want to have namkeen, you want to have steel, Indian namkeen, Indian products of all types, you can get it on zero tariffs in the British supermarkets. We're going to flood United Kingdom. This is reverse colonization. I love it. And major duties are going to be removed. This is going to help textiles, leather, marine products, electric vehicles, garments, everything. And this includes a social security pact that exempts Indian professionals from contributions for up to 3 years and gives duty-free access to 95% of farm products. So you can get Indian haldi, Indian prawns, Indian pepper, Indian agri products. And this is going to double the gems and jewelry business. So United Kingdom, thank you and watch out. We're going to flood you. Now, the other important part about today's agreement is this, that we have made it very clear to Donald Trump indirectly that don't push us, we know how to do business. Indians have always been great at trade. And now we have got trade deals with so many countries. Do you know that? So many countries across the world. We have great bilateral trade agreements with Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Thailand, Singapore, name it, Malaysia, Korea, Japan, Australia, UAE, Mauritius, ASEAN, that's 10-nation bloc, European nations bloc, EFTA, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Switzerland. So this is going great, and I think a big shout out for Piyush Goyal, the very dynamic Commerce Minister of India, who's done a great job signing deal after deal after deal after deal after deal. He's done a great job. And so remember, viewers, that these deals are also relationship building exercises. You see Ajit Doval, National Security Advisor, at the Chequers. You see the Foreign Minister, Mr. Jaishankar there. So these are all very detailed arrangements that go beyond trade. We have negotiation underway with China, European Union, Peru, and of course with Israel. We're multiple partners across the world. And the message to Donald Trump is that we do business on our own terms. For Britain, it took 4 British prime ministers, 15 rounds of talks, UK's Brexit, global pandemic, 2 general elections in India to finally settle the deal. So the British have been very, very keen to close the deal. But when has the deal been closed? When we are ready for it to be closed. So the FTA with the United Kingdom also sends another message to Trump that India will cooperate, but India won't capitulate. You want to trade with India, make it fair, make it mutual. We do not do one-sided deals. And the message to the United States of America is that there is no junior partner, senior partner business going on. You see, every deal like this that we sign, America's leverage on India goes down because America needs to learn.
America needs to understand that to do business with India, don't try and force our hand. You can't bully India. You have to deal with India. You want to deal with India, you want to do trade with India, then you first want to come to the table with respect, a sense of respect, not an attitude any longer of arm twisting. And that's why I believe we really must respect the efforts of Narendra Modi and the government of India in the way that they have done business across the world. And one of the reasons why Narendra Modi is traveling around the world, he went to South America, he spent a lot of time in Africa, he's building the base of a developed nation in terms of trade, India's access to minerals, India's access to technology, and India's access to markets. It's all connected. So big congratulations to the Honorable Prime Minister of India. This is excellent, excellent deal. And remember, after this, the Prime Minister is also going to the Maldives, where he's going to be a state guest. Maldives was tilting towards China. The Modi government has got it back. So these are big agreements. And all of this goes on to build India's clout globally. We've done a great thing. Ladies and gentlemen, a short report of what happened at the Checkers. And then we debate.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi met UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer for the third time this year. This time in the United Kingdom to sign the free trade agreement finalized after over 3 years of intense negotiations.
यूके और भारत हम एक प्रकार से नेचुरल पार्टनर हैं। आज हमारे संबंधों का एक ऐतिहासिक दिन है। आज हम दोनों देश मिलकर के पारस्परिक लाभकारी एफटीए और डबल कंट्रीब्यूशन कन्वेंशन इसको संपन्न करने जा रहे हैं। ये अपने आप में भारत और यूके भावी पीढ़ी के लिए एक बहुत मजबूत रास्ता तैयार कर रहा है।
Look, and we both know this is the biggest and most economically significant trade deal that the UK has made since leaving the EU. And I think I can say that it's one of the most comprehensive deals that India has ever done. So thank you, Prime Minister, for your leadership and for your pragmatism.
UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer hailed the deal as a big boost to the middle-class people of both nations.
It is a deal that will bring huge benefits to both of our countries, boosting wages, raising living standards, and putting more money in the pockets of working people.
Not just that, Prime Minister Modi also raised pertinent issues of extradition of fugitive economic offenders.
इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स के प्रत्यार्पण के विषय पर भी हमारी एजेंसी सहयोग और समन्वय से काम करती रहेगी।
However, this did not stop the opposition from taking a dig at the Prime Minister. The Congress has mocked the deal, saying that Indians needed an FTA that stood for a fugitive transfer agreement, further questioning the return of economic offenders like Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi and Lalit Modi.
We have to understand one point, that all these economies about which we are talking, whether it is USA or UK, under huge debts. For example, 32 lakh crores of rupees is the debt formally announced by the US administration. Such a huge debt. Almost same is the case of UK. So these governments are trying to promote their economy through bilateral agreements and the general trade agreements, etc., etc. So we should not be part of that. And Parliament was not informed properly also. The Parliament is in session.
The big question remains, are there any compulsions that Congress can't celebrate India's triumphs? Or is perennially mocking India's achievements part of its strategy?
The best part about this agreement is that it opens the British market to India. I think that's the best part about it, Saurabh. You know, maybe we should have a Republic UK also. You know, why not? Yeah, we broadcast to the UK. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Let's free them of the BBC. Yeah.
Education connection, and I know that we in some ways have contributed to the India-UK partnership, but I'm so glad it's a strategic deal.
Yes.
And I think India has shown the world that it does deals on its own terms. It's a deal which has been concluded after 3 long years to make sure India's national interest is not compromised at all, and it sends a big message. I say that this is a message from London to the world that India is a global power and it does deals at its own terms, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sent out a clear message to others, and it will be an impetus for other deals, including the deal that is in the final stages with the US. Arnab, I can tell you, this deal will be a major push there as well, because I know that the negotiators are getting restless because UK has edged some of the others out.
Yep, absolutely. Akhil, Swami.
Say something. When Mr. Modi took over as Prime Minister of India, the rupee to dollar was around 62 rupees. Today it is 86.50. That means the falling of rupee in last 11 has been the steepest, number one. So your exports are not going up, your imports are going down. Your imports are going up. Number two, your imports in China has doubled in last 11 years and your exports have only gone up by 15%. That is number two. Number three, I was under the impression and most of the countrymen were under the impression that America is our great friend. Mr. Donald Trump is our great friend. And the Bhaks and the BJP supporters even went for the Havans for making Mr. Donald Trump as president. In your opening remark, now I understand that you are fighting against America. But you are making friendship with China. You are increasing imports and you are trying to have FTA with China.
Shazia, I'll just respond to him 1 minute and then hand it over to you. Louder, please. Akhil.
America has a contribution of 30% in the world's economy. Akhil. And you are fighting with America. You are making friends with China.
Yeah. Okay, Akhil, I'll keep it serious today with you. See, trade is not about making friends. Trade is about trade. Okay? Trade is about access to the market. Right? Now, if you presently are paying between 4 to 20%, right, in terms of access duty, right, into any market, anything, textiles, leather, footwear, toys, marine products, gems, jewelry, engineering goods, dairy products, electric vehicles, now that becomes zero. What this means, Akhil, I'm explaining it slowly so you understand. What this means is that everybody, including Indian farmers, will get access. So if you want to sell mango pulp, if you're in Maharashtra, you are making mango pulp. If you are a fisherman producing or catching tuna or shrimp, or if you are exporting haldi, which is very popular, you can get zero access. Okay? This means we get access to a market. Isko aap zara don't get light on issues that are this serious. Okay? Thank you. Now let me get Shazia. In on this. नहीं और दूसरी बात जो आपने कही कि रुपये की क्या वैल्यू थी, मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. मेरी बात सुनिए, 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 मेरी बात मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. ये जो देखिए प्रॉब्लम ये है ना,
86 रुपए 50 पैसे
मैं जब कॉलेज पढ़ने गया
जब
था,
एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ेगा,
मैं जब कॉलेज में था,
एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ेगा तो रुपये वीक होगा. रुपये 30% वीक क्यों हो गया ये बताइए.
I'll tell you one thing. मैं ट्रेड पे, अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि मैं जब 1995 में है ना कॉलेज के लिए पढ़ाई करने गया था ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में, तब 11.5 रुपए की 1 पाउंड होती थी.
अब क्या मैं आपको बोलूं कि आपने 2014 तक कितने पाउंड का कितना रुपया हुआ था?
अरे 11
लॉजिक कुछ लॉजिक ही नहीं है आपके बात में,
चले जाते
कुछ भी बोलते हैं आप।
अरे
क्या बात कर
बोलते हैं आपको?
Okay, anyway, let me get Shazia's response. Shazia, he says that okay, you heard what he said.
Sir, with all, I don't mean to sound, rude to you.
Yes.
But you're way off.
Yeah, way
because
off.
Look at this deal for what it is, FTA, and what this means. If you look at our MSMEs, if you look at our professionals, it's all about make in India going global. And I think it's great news. It's big news. And I think Modi ji has, secured India's seat at the top table of global trade. Now you just look at the situation. Let's go one thing at a time. Textiles. Now look at Indian textile exports. We've always worried about the Bangladeshi and Vietnamese competitors, right? We've always been saying that for the last so many years, 20 years. Now, right now, the tariff is 10 to 12%. Imagine if it's reduced to 0% and how much more valuable, cheaper, desirable Indian goods and Indian products will be in eyes of the UK buyers. And it's a very wealthy market we're looking at. So there was just a calculation, Tirupur-based knitwear exporters, already there's a calculation. They'll actually, because of the duty waivers, they'll actually save every unit up till 2 crores annually. So this is individually, look at individual units. Now, gems and jewelry. Just think of how it benefits India. Let's look at purely from the point of view of Indian market, Indian exporters, Indian businessmen, Indian students, Indian professionals. Okay.
Right.
Now, exports to UK were worth $1.3 billion in 2023. FTA removes a 5 to 8% import duty. And now you just look at the orders that our gem, and jewelry exporters will have. The anticipation is of 15 to 20% jump in UK orders from India. And that indeed is great news. This is going to have a great effect. Now, let's go one thing at a time again. Now look at pharma. Again, UK is a major market for Indian generics and APIs, and our own industry, so many, Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo, they'll benefit. Now we just look at exports of something like basmati, bango, steel.
Yeah.
Arnab just mentioned shrimp and prawn and what have you. To the UK, there's a tariff of 10 to 12%.
What are you importing from UK?
10 to 12%.
What
No,
are you
listen to this.
importing
I'm just
from
You don't, by the way, you don't export from UK. You export to UK. आप कहाँ पे पढ़ाते हैं भाई साहब?
अरे import कहाँ से करते हैं UK से? क्या-क्या चीज import करते
So
हैं?
imagine India exports 3,200 crore rupees worth of basmati rice. Post FTA, can you imagine Punjab and Haryana rice exporters? The growth.
Louder on the other side. What happened to the lady?
You are opening your markets to
10 to 20% tariff to zero tariff.
Next debate.
So that is very big, sir. That is very big.
Next
So
debate.
again,
Line
look at
up.
the services.
चाइना के लिए
Louder.
UK के लिए खोल दिया, पूरे विश्व के लिए अपना मार्केट खोले चले जा रहा है। हमारे यहाँ के प्रोड्यूसर मर जाएंगे।
अरे वो मार्केट हमारे लिए खुल गया, उल्टा बोल रहे हैं आप।
अरे तो
UK का
फ्री ट्रेड
मार्केट
एग्रीमेंट
हमारे लिए खुल
आपने
गया
नहीं खोला
है
उनके लिए
और बहुत ही कम
आपने नहीं
टैरिफ
खोला
उसमें
उनके
है,
लिए।
जीरो के बराबर है ज्यादातर चीजों
अरे तो
पे।
आपने उनके लिए
यानी कि
मार्केट
हमारी
खोला या
चीजें
नहीं
ज्यादा
खोला?
बिकेंगी, हमारे
अच्छा,
बिजनेसमैन
उन
को फायदा
अंग्रेजों की
होगा,
पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं
हमारे
जिन्होंने 200
एक्सपोर्टर्स
साल
मैंने
हमारे
तो
देश को
बेसिक
लूटा।
इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ी है कॉलेज तक।
200
आप तो
साल
बहुत
हमारे
ही
देश को लूटा।
बड़ा
Shots, yeah. Today's signing shots and all that. Bosses.
अरे 200
Elements.
साल यूके ने लूटा है हमें।
Don't pause
उनसे
this.
लुटने के फिर तैयार हो रहे हैं और खुशी मना रहे हैं।
this जबरदस्ती Congress point of view of obstructionist.
अरे अंग्रेजों ने 200 साल लूटा है, फिर ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को आने दे रहे हैं।
This is good for India and Indian economy
अरे
and
it is
Indian
not good for
businessmen and
India.
Indian professional
It
and
is
Indian
not good
services
for
sector.
India.
So
ये
it's
तो
good for
open कर
India,
रहे हैं अपने
sir.
मार्केट को
It
यूके
might
के
not be
लिए।
good for Congress because Congress wishes ill for India.
अरे
So
कांग्रेस को
obviously
छोड़िए भाई, हम लोग देशभक्त
deep
लोग हैं।
distress and
Forget
stress
about
at this point
Congress.
of time.
Talk
But
of the
overall for
country.
Indian business
आप
is
यूके
great.
के लिए अपना मार्केट खोल रहे हैं, आप ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को अपने देश में ला रहे हैं।
भैया वो मार्केट भी हमारे लिए खुल रहा है भाई साहब।
अरे वो मार्केट खुल रहा है, हमारे देश के गरीब लोग मर जाएंगे।
प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए
हमारे अरे वो लोग तो अंग्रेज लोग हैं, गोरे लोग हैं, हमारा देश बर्बाद हो जाएगा।
आप देखिए तो पढ़िए तो इसको आप।
ये तो अमेरिका चाह रहा है।
have an informed discussion.
उनका माल वो ठोक देंगे यहाँ पे.
Please, let's have an informed discussion on this, sir.
अरे अप्रैल वहाँ का अगर सेब आएगा हिंदुस्तान के अंदर,
I think Saurabh said this before I did. You know, right now,
I want to just, I want to.
The US in August 1st.
No.
What is happening with the USA?
I'm amazed at the ignorance of my fellow panelists who's trying to paint this. You know, you don't realize this is a people-centric deal as well, sir. Please read the fine print. Before you come to a debate, please read the fine print. Indian young people get access to be in the US. In the UK, I beg your pardon. They get access to be in the United Kingdom. They get access to work there. This is a great deal for India's young professionals. What India has achieved, very few.
Let me get a more informed voice, and her name is. Let me get a more informed voice than. Let me get a more informed voice here, Akhilji, because Akhilji, you have not disclosed your. You have not disclosed your institution.
So this is about people. This is about young people.
Saurabh,
getting opportunities to be.
Saurabh, I think that. Saurabh, let me get a more informed voice here. I must say that Akhil Swami is a very enthusiastic participant, but there are certain variables about him. We don't know where he has been educated. We don't know where he is teaching.
IIT BHU, engineering IIT BHU.
And where are you teaching presently, sir?
यार 73 साल की उम्र में अब मुझे अपने प्रोग्राम में बुलाओगे या टीचिंग करवाओगे?
73 साल के तो शशि थरूर भी हो गए, वो तो जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं.
अरे उनकी तो 50 करोड़ की गर्लफ्रेंड है, मेरी बीबी है, मेरे पास कोई.
Anyway, my serious question here is I want to get in Dr. Akriti Bhatia. She's a political economist, she's a postdoc fellow, and she's done her PhD from Delhi School of Economics. Okay, Dr. Bhatia, are you cynical in any way about this deal? Are there any riders about the deal that you would like to forewarn us about? I was told that you're slightly cynical about it. Is that true, and if so, why? Can you unmute yourself, Akriti?
I'm actually unmuted. Am I audible?
Yeah, perfect now. Yeah, go on.
Right. I'm saying that it's actually a very path-breaking thing that's happening after years, and international trade has been, with the UK, has been something that goes the pre-colonial times, and I mean, obviously, significantly during the colonial times. But now I think what we need to keep in mind is, on the top is national interest, right? So at this point, their economy is stagnating, and it's very timely for the Britain. What we to gain with this kind of an FTA where tariffs will be revised and relaxed. But if you look at the nuance, if you go through the agreement, you will find that still public procurement, financial assets, and clauses on labor and climate, they are tilted towards the UK. Some of the things are non-enforceable, and if you again look at it with the kind of competition that will come in, it can harm Indian MSMEs that rely on procurement preferences. And if you look at, again, there are many other kind of issues also that must be resolved with the UK. So I'm not dismissive about the FTA, but there are many things that we need to ensure that we are at a level playing field. Look at the visa kind of aspects, which are still favoring
Akriti, can you tell me, just to expand on that point, because the government narrative on this is, the government narrative here is that Indian MSMEs will seize the British market with duty-free access. Is that not true?
No. So Indian market will get access to British, we get access to the British market, and if you look at what will happen in the domestic markets also, we will have certain more increased competition that will come in for the MSMEs, and some of the aspects which I'm saying are still tilted. We don't want, obviously, it's not a similar situation when Manchester goods were being dumped in India. It's much better that way. However, with the MSMEs, they will find it more difficult to compete with the kind of opening up that this will lead to. So those are some concerns which need to be actually...
But isn't that both ways, Akriti? Like if you want to dismantle the duty disadvantage, if you want to enhance bilateral support from the UK to India, you're also going to have to give a little, right? I mean, it doesn't work only one way, you right? Surely you don't expect an agreement where you block access, but you expect
That's
access.
true. So I'm not saying, but there are still certain kind of aspects which need to be protected. I'm not saying it's definitely beyond protectionism that I'm talking about, but
there
some of the more sensitive
but there are safeguards, Akriti. I think you should go and read the fine print. I have a slightly different take. I think there are safeguards built in this deal that protects India's interests as well. I would say the reason why it took 3 years for this deal to be negotiated is because India didn't want to give away India's national interest. That's the reason why it took much longer. And I can tell you the diplomatic backstory as well. It wasn't that the government frittered away any benefits. On the contrary, you will see that the Indian young people, professionals, they will be the gainers.
The financial,
that is something. It's a deal which is
who would be involved. There's more
based on some give and
that you
take.
find that are tilted towards the UK. So there are a couple of things, and it's actually a very you need to go through the agreement and then vouch for and kind of navigate for certain amendments in that. So then it will be much better.
Shazia.
But there are other political issues like the increasing extremist ideologies and the visa kind of disadvantages that also need to be done.
Shazia.
Keeping in mind the national interest and not differences on the destination of terrorism.
Shazia, on a slightly different note, Shazia, on a slightly different note, I don't know if I have the pictures here.
3 years
Shazia.
of discussions.
I know, but Shazia, if you're giving them so much as well, I get very upset when I see pictures of Vijay Mallya and, Lalit Modi partying away their ill-gotten money in London's fancy restaurants. So I'm wondering why we couldn't get a commitment from them. If they want to, they can make it impossible and they can hand over Vijay Mallya. But have we given that up? Because have we given up on that?
This was part of the discussion and it is underway. We have made huge progress.
It's not underway. It's going on in the courts.
Yeah, it's going on in the courts. Exactly. And the courts have been also been very favorable to India's position and Indian stance. And it will happen. But I think for itself, what FTA means is huge. What it means for Indian business, for Indian exports, for Indian economy.
Okay.
And the kind of access we have, that's one. The other thing, we can't conflate everything and speak about it all at once. Yes, and of course, British cars will also be cheaper. They're talking about some whiskey and gin. I mean, how many people consume that as opposed to Indians?
Akhil.
So there's a big difference.
Vijay Mallya, Lalit Modi ko bhagaya hai, to लाएंगे कैसे?
Agriculture is concerned is kept under a sensitive list. It's been protected, so it's not free from complete protectionism. We have looked at our own interests very seriously, very seriously and sensitive.
आज आपको इकोनॉमिस्ट बुलाने चाहिए थे. आकृति को इकोनॉमिस्ट आती है. She is a good student of economics. As a professor of economics, I can vouch on that.
No, but where are you a professor from? Where are you presently a professor?
But who will vouch for you?
You have declared yourself a professor. Can you name your university?
मैं 73 साल का हूँ. 7 साल पहले रिटायरमेंट ले लिया.
कहाँ से?
और उस यूनिवर्सिटी से लिया जो आपका स्पॉन्सरर है इस प्रोग्राम का. पिछली बार ही बताया था. इस प्रोग्राम का स्पॉन्सरर है.
अभी कहाँ पे आप पढ़ा रहे हैं?
अरे यार 73 साल की उम्र में प्रोग्राम में बुलाओगे या टीचिंग करवाओ?
अच्छा. नहीं मैं नहीं कराऊंगा. I am happy you're not teaching now because you got all the wrong fundas. Okay. Akhil, Akriti, Saurabh, and Shazia. Give a little, take a little. Give a little, take a little. But that doesn't work for Anil Ambani. Thank you very much. Anil Ambani is under huge investigation for thousands of crores in fraud. The ED has raided him. They say loans from Yes Bank were given without checks, then diverted to shell companies linked to the Ambani group. So Anil Ambani, who was seen to be just trying his best to get out of the mess, is back in absolute corporate and financial quicksand. Let's debate.
50 locations, dozens of shadowy shell firms, and a 3,000 crore trail of money missing. And at the center of it all is one of the leading business magnates of India, Anil Ambani. ED teams from Delhi and Mumbai have raided premises linked to Anil Ambani's group firms, probing alleged money laundering by Reliance Anil Ambani group companies.
Now all ED officials and the company's workers are inside this Reliance Center, which is, as I told, situated in South Mumbai, and it's in Ballard Street, as we know, is 4th area, and is the main office of Reliance Communication. Back to studio. You can see that this is the Reliance Center, and it's a big office of Reliance, and the ED officials are inside in this.
ED has alleged that between 2017 and 2019, loans worth thousands of crores flowed from Yes Bank straight into shell firms. Investigators say that this was a well thought out plan designed to cheat banks, bypass rules, and siphon public money in broad daylight. It has also been alleged that Yes Bank officials were paid off in order to approve the loans without the due process. But that's not where it ends. Investigators have also unearthed another trail that suggests Reliance Mutual Fund reportedly invested rupees 2,850 crore in bonds of Yes Bank, bonds that were later written down. And now a shadowy firm C company is at the heart of a suspected rupees 10,000 crore fraud. Reliance Infra allegedly routed funds through it, with rupees 5,480 crore written off, only rupees 4 crore recovered, and the rest settled via defunct firms with no recovery. Reliance Power and Infrastructure have responded. Anil Ambani has distanced himself, calling the cases old and denying any board role. The ED raids have sent shockwaves across the market. Reliance Power and Reliance Infra stocks both logged in a 5% crash. And we have seen the script before. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, powerful promoters, willing bankers, and a disappearing trail. It's a playbook India knows all too well. The raids are done. The markets have reacted. But the story isn't over. Rupees 3,000 crore have been siphoned. And someone will have to answer.
It's the biggest corporate scandal of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Anil Ambani being described as fraudulent. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important that the government has said in Parliament that Reliance Communications and its promoter, Anil Ambani, are fraudulent in line with RBI guidelines. To describe Anil Ambani as a fraud, to describe the company as a fraudulent company. Sriram Subramaniam, business analyst and founder of MD InGovern Research Services. I want your first take on this. This is big. It's a big story today, because he's been projecting himself as being a bit of a comeback trail. How is this being received, Sriram, in the financial world?
Good evening. Definitely, it's a setback for the ADAG group. And as you said, two companies, which is Reliance Infra and Reliance Power, were on a comeback trail. They had raised fresh funds, and the stock prices have galloped in the stock markets. But definitely after this news of the ED raid, both the stocks were the lower circuit. The markets also tanked, not necessarily because of this ED raid, but there were other rumors also. Net, this is a long pending case, of course. SEBI last year banned Mr. Anil Ambani from accessing the securities market for the same reason. SBI, which is the State Bank of India, and Canara Bank have marked the group as fraud accounts, and hence banking loans can no longer be given to the group as per RBI guidelines. So this is just a continuation of the investigative. Of course, ED has a different perspective, which is the PMLA case, and it is investigating from that perspective.
What are the larger issues which emerged, Professor Mehrotra? what are the larger issues which emerge after this scandal and scam about Anil Ambani?
The larger issue, first of all, is of course about corporate governance within a company like Reliance Infra. It's about banking company, the Yes Bank corporate governance. Yes Bank, we know, has gone under. It raises larger issues